Alright, hot off the press, Qatar Airways just backtracked. There's now a new change. Let me explain. A couple months ago, Qatar torched one of the best things about their program, letting you use your Avios to book award seats for someone else. They literally made it difficult for you to book award seats for others by burying the process under pre-selected lists, caps, waiting periods, and activity requirements. This became a mess for the average traveler who uses Amex, Bilt, Capital One, and Citi to transfer points to Qatar to book QSuites. Now, I broke down all the changes in this video here, and in classic R-squared fashion, I broke down a practical workaround to Qatar's restrictions, and I showed how the same strategy unlocks access to American Airlines and Alaska business class lounges even when flying economy class within the US. Well, a month and a half in, Qatar backtracked. The great news for you is that this new change has made the video that I made and this card, the Qatar Visa Infinite, even stronger. Let me show you, and be sure to watch the last section on how to maintain your Qatar Gold status and One World Sapphire status in year 2. I'm Richard with R-Squared Travel Rewards. This channel is built on one thing: giving you the strategies to maximize every single point and mile you earn without the noise. This video supports my claim that we must always speak when changes are not consumer friendly. Subscribe and join my YouTube membership. Club members get to message me separately at boomacompany.com regarding their unique situation. My opinions are not biased by card issuers because I don't issue referral or affiliate links. I rely on your memberships to keep this channel going. Don't forget to review the member video on Qatar's backdoor. Alright, let's get into it. So, quick recap for anyone who missed the first video. A couple months ago, Qatar changed the rules on booking award seats for other people. So if you're flying with your player 2, it wasn't easy. It used to be simple. You had someone's name and passport number, you booked them a seat. Then Qatar locked it down. They introduced the My List, where you can add up to 4 privileged club members, and a family and friends list where you can add up to 6 non-members. And you couldn't do any of it until you'd credited a paid flight or put a charge on your Qatar card first. That last part is exactly why owning a Qatar card matters. One swipe on a Qatar card checked the box that unlocked booking award seats for other people. The restriction is what made the card so powerful. That was the whole point of the last video. But now, Qatar has backtracked. I guess Qatar loyalists had problems with the restrictions, which makes sense. All Qatar Airways had to do was ask me. I would have told them this was a very bad idea. So here's the reversal. If you're a privileged Club Gold or Platinum member, you can now book an award seat for anyone. You no longer need to worry about lists. Basically, for elites only, it's back to the way it was before Qatar broke it. This is why I always preach that your status matters. Now there's 3 things that you need to know. This is for Gold and Platinum members only. If you're a basic tier member, like Silver or Burgundy, nothing changes for you. You're still stuck with the lists and activity requirements. This freedom is for elites only. Next, right now, it's only by phone. To book an award seat for someone else, you have to do it through Qatar's call center for the moment. The online do-it-yourself version is supposed to show up around late August. So today, book for anyone means a phone call. But it doesn't hurt to try doing it online because these things sometimes show up early. Next, again, it has to be Qatar's own status, and that's Gold or Platinum held within the Qatar program. If you have One World Sapphire status through American or through Alaska, that status doesn't count here. Owning this Qatar Visa Infinite card hands you Qatar Gold status for your first year of card ownership. And there's a legit pathway to maintaining your Gold status through year 2, which I'm going to explain in detail later in this video. The R-squared take is, let's be clear-eyed about this. I see this as Qatar admitting that the My List rollout was a mistake. For their elites anyways. The everyday member is still boxed in, but if you hold Gold or Platinum, you're back to booking anyone just like it was before June. And for most of you, the cleanest path back in is by owning the Qatar Visa Infinite card. Qatar's handling of this whole saga has been sloppy, so I give them credit for walking it back. So you see me holding the card up. I just want you to know I'm not sponsored by Qatar, and I don't issue referral or affiliate links for this card. I just think it's a really good card to hold for 2 years, and that's why I own it. So the card hands you gold status for year 1. And the fair question is, how can you maintain that status for the second year? Here's the math. To renew gold status, you need 270 Q points in your first year. Q points are Qatar's status currency. They're separate from Avios, and they're what your tier is based on. The card gives you a head start. Part of the welcome bonus is 150 Q points, and you get those once you spend $5,000 in your first 90 days. That's more than half of the 270 in one shot. So you start with 150, and you've got 120 to go. There are 2 ways to earn the rest, and you need both of them. The first is flying, and you can't skip this. Qatar requires at least 1/5 of your Q points to come from Qatar's own flights, or that you fly at least 4 Qatar segments per year. Spending on the card doesn't satisfy that. A clever approach here is to target a trip to Dubai from the US. A round trip to Dubai connects through Doha, so it's 4 Qatar segments, and that one trip meets the requirements. Those flights also earn Q points of their own that count towards your 270. The second is card spend, and that's why we're here. We love credit cards. The card earns 2 Q points for every 1,500 Avios earned. To cover the 120 Q points you've still got left, that comes out to 90,000 Avios earned from card spend. Now there's a detail here that matters, and it's that only Avios that comes from spending on the card matters here, not the Avios that you earn from the flights themselves. So the plan to renew gold status for year 2 is 150 Q points from the welcome bonus, the Dubai round trip to satisfy the 4 segment requirement, and enough spend on the card to earn 90,000 Avios for the rest. And this leads to the question that I'm sure you're thinking: how much do I have to spend to earn 90,000 Avios? So let's pull up this chart to show you the multiplier breakdown for the Qatar Visa Infinite card. On Qatar Airways purchases, you earn 5 Avios per $1 spent. For all dining, domestic and abroad, you earn 3x Avios per $1 spent. You earn 2x Avios on your rent, and all other purchases earn you 1 Avios per $1 spent. Guys, take a look at that rent category. I did a deep dive in a recent member video titled 2 Qatar Secrets. You don't want to miss that. So let's put real numbers into this example, and let's make it a household since a lot of you run your plays with a player 2. So let's start with the flights. 2 round trip economy tickets to Dubai from New York, 1 for you and 1 for your player 2, at around $1,100 each. That's $2,200 in Qatar purchases at 5 Avios per dollar, and that earns you 11,000 Avios. Then for dining, let's do $250 a month or $3,000 over the year, right? And that's at 3 Avios per dollar. That comes out to 8,000 Avios. Your mileage might vary here, but I easily double that on dining. Also, I always take advantage of the 5x on dining that Qatar has made available for 3 months out of the year for the last 2 years. Now rent, this is a category that most cards can't touch. Just like United Airline cards via Bilt, the Qatar Visa Infinite earns you 2x Avios on your rent. So let's put 12 months of rent on the card at a very reasonable estimate of $2,500 a month. That's $30,000 a year, and at 2x Avios, that's 60,000 Avios. That's already 2/3 of the Avios needed to retain your Qatar Gold status. Now here's a fair warning. Putting your rent on a card usually comes with a 3% processing fee, and you're earning 2x here. So you gotta weigh that if this is your play for amassing Avios and earning Qatar Gold status, which maps to One World Sapphire status for 2 years. So those 3 categories together, flights, dining, and rent, get you to 80,000 Avios, which leaves you just 10,000 Avios shy. So you only need to put around $85 a month on the card for your catch-all spend. So once you add it up, you're at about $45,200 on the card over the year for the 90,000 Avios that covers the last 120 Q points. I consider that spend level to be even better than Atmos's spend strategy for earning One World Sapphire status. So you've now retained Qatar Gold status for year 2. Congratulations. Now, I've already done this for my year 2, and there wasn't even a rent category yet because I wanted access to Qatar's full award chart, as well as accessing American Airlines lounges domestically. As I mentioned before, my 2-year period is coming to a close at the end of this year. Then this play will be moved to my player 2 for another 2 years. Now, I can't say this loud enough. The 150 Q point head start is a one-time welcome bonus. It helps you in year 2, but it won't be there in year 3 and beyond. After that, it's the full 270 on your own. Now, if Qatar entertains extending the 150 Q point head start or makes it a permanent fixture while you continue to hold the Qatar Visa Infinite card, then I'd be on board. You might think I'm crazy, but I'm planning to write Qatar Airways a letter next month on this very topic. So if you hear that gets extended, then you have no one to thank but R Squared Travel. Unless you have immediate One World flights scheduled where you wish to take advantage of Qatar Gold status, I recommend that you wait for an elevated welcome offer, which I've seen begins in November for the past 2 years. Of course, I have no idea if the elevated offer will return this year. I'm simply sharing history here. So, let me know what you think of the rent angle on this card. Do you see yourself using One World Sapphire status to gain access to American Airlines and Alaska lounges when flying domestically in the US? What do you think of earning 2x on your rent with a 3% processing fee? And how would you rate it compared to the United Airlines cards also offering 2x on rent? If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to this channel. Got a specific question about your situation? Head over to boomaccompany.com, use the chat section, and if you're a YouTube channel member, you jump to the front of the line. Now be warned, the shorter messages get faster responses, but you're allowed to ask follow-ups. I'm Richard with R Squared Travel Rewards. As always, take care and be good to each other.